But we do have breaking news this morning that is very consequential. In a matter of hours, we could learn if indeed a black woman will sit right there in that picture. The Supreme Court will change. Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring after nearly 3 decades on the court. President Biden is expected to announce his replacement today at the White House. So it's a fast track here. Our D.C. correspondent, Bofta Yimam, joins us now. Bofta, this came as a shock to many yesterday afternoon, but right now everyone is trying to square the idea of a black woman on the court and just who could be tapped for the role.
Right. And this would be, of course, historic. Many folks remember Biden's campaign promise, Sharon, that was made where he said he would nominate an African-American woman to the Supreme Court. And so now is the time. And this came as a surprise, as you mentioned, not only to the public, but also to the White House. They weren't expecting that the news media would really scoop this before Stephen Breyer made a formal announcement. And so here we are, though. And now, of course, names are being tossed, so to speak, inside of the ring. At the top of the short list appears to be Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was confirmed to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit last year. She's a former public defender and favored among the Democrats' liberal base. Another candidate, Leandra Kruger, is a California Supreme Court justice. She was a former law clerk to Justice John Paul Stevens and was previously tapped to take a job in the Biden administration, but declined. And then we also have on the short list J. Michelle Childs, a federal judge who President Biden nominated just last month to serve on the D.C. Circuit. She has a confirmation hearing next week for that role. And also, I might add, the support of House Majority Whip James Clyburn. Nominating a black woman, as I mentioned at the top, to the Supreme Court is a campaign promise of Biden's. We want to remind you what he said. Take a listen here.
Number one, I committed that if I'm elected president and have an opportunity to appoint someone to the courts, I'll appoint the first black woman to the courts. It's required that they have representation now. It's long overdue.
The president has stated and reiterated his commitment to nominating a black woman to the Supreme Court and certainly stands by that.
Now, at 83, Breyer is the court's oldest justice and was nominated by Bill Clinton, and that was about 27 years ago. Sharon?
So, both do we know how quickly Amy Coney Barrett was put in there? What are the next steps here? How soon might we see a formal announcement from Justice Breyer and then the race to replace him?
Well, it seems that Justice Breyer is going to actually be at an event at the White House. That could happen today, tomorrow, more than likely tomorrow, though. And that's where the formal announcement would be made. President Biden said he's not going to speak before before actually this announcement happens from Justice Breyer himself. And so he made that note. And so we do expect that it would come, again, possibly as early as today, but more than likely tomorrow at a White House event. And then, of course, President Biden would select his choice and bring it before the Senate, and the Senate has to decide and confirm. The timing couldn't be more perfect, as we know, because the Senate right now is a split, and we know that there's a large possibility that Congress is going to be changing. The demographics of Congress are going to be changing. It's not going to tilt in the Democratic favor as we move into the spring, summer, and so forth. And so this is the time. The current term ends in June, and so it is possible that there could be a nomination before, of course, the term ends. And that's something that we do expect to see. As you mentioned, Republicans have moved with whiplash speed when it was in their favor. And so we can expect that President Biden will do the same, and the Senate.
All right, well, the race is on. Bofta, thank you. Bofta Yimam live in D.C.